Ooh, beautiful to open up that way. Well, the teaching comes this week from chapter 9 called The Moon is Always the Moon. And it starts with the verse, Listen, Sariputra, all phenomena bear the mark of emptiness. Their true nature is the nature of no increasing, no decreasing. And this is one of the powerful, not that they aren't all powerful in this book, all of Thich Nhat Hanh's teachings, but I was waiting for this one when I've been reading his book up to here. I just needed him to address these specific issues. And so, yeah, it's a very strong teaching. So I will jump in with quotes from the chapter. Many of us consider growing up as a kind of increasing and getting old as a kind of decreasing. When we say that humans go from ashes to ashes, from dust to dust, it doesn't sound very joyful. It is our mind of discrimination that thinks this way because we don't know what dust really is. Every atom is a vast mystery. We have the tendency to think that we are much more than a grain of dust. But looking deeply, we see that a grain of dust is just as wonderful as a human being, and that the grain of dust contains the human being, just as the human being contains the grain of dust. We do not have to die in order to return to dust. In this very moment, we are dust. When you see no increasing, no decreasing nature of reality, you will have no more fear and no more complexes. It's a pretty powerful statement, so I'm going to say it again. When you see the no increasing, no decreasing nature of reality, you will have no more fear, no more complexes. The true nature of everything is indeterminate, free from dual concepts. As living beings, we have our needs, desires, cravings, and we have our discrimination. So we see things in terms of good and evil, increasing and decreasing, defiled and immaculate. But Mother Earth does not have these ideas. The true nature of reality for her is neither defiled nor pure, neither increasing nor decreasing. And so this teaching on the no defilement, no purity that we went over last time we met, really brought up a lot of issues for me in the concerns for the earth. And so this is where he addresses. He says, the end of civilization, letting go of our notions about increasing and decreasing can be helpful as we think about caring for the environment. The pollution of our water, earth, and air, destruction of forests, rising oceans, and species extinction raises our anxiety and despair. We are concerned that the toxic elements are increasing and the healthy elements are decreasing. This is our mind of discrimination. From the perspective of nature and of the universe, there is no worry and anxiety because the nature of everything is no increasing and no decreasing. Throughout Earth's history, civilizations have been destroyed because they didn't know how to live in harmony with each other and with nature. Our current civilization is on the same course of self-destruction. If we continue living this way, producing and consuming at current levels, there is no doubt that our civilization will be destroyed. This civilization of ours has to end one day. It cannot escape dying. The life of a civilization is like the life of a human being. On the phenomenal level, there is birth and death. It may take a few million years, but the earth will recover, heal, and reestablish balance. New civilizations and species will be born, which will be our continuation. But as humans, we fear change. We are terrified of climate change, and most of us are afraid of looking directly at our fear of the end times. The Buddha advises us to look deeply into the nature of our fear and the danger that we face. Mother Earth sees time and space at a different scale, from a less human-centered perspective, where nothing is increasing or decreasing and nothing can be lost. Birth and death continue each other. So from the perspective of the ultimate, there is no birth, no death. Yet we have to accept the inevitable death of our civilization. There is something nice about accepting death. It's kind of a relief. Death is something we cannot avoid. We have to accept it. When we can accept the truth, we experience peace. When we are at peace, we can heal. If we can accept the truth that by continuing to live as we are, our civilization is headed for destruction and many hundreds of millions will die. If we really accept this, we will have peace. Otherwise, the despair, the anger, the fear may cause us to panic and thus bring about much more suffering and the end of civilization even more quickly. And he asks the question, what is to be done? We have to accept reality as it is. Once we are freed from the fear and the terror of our civilization being destroyed, we will know exactly what to do. We will be able to come together and apply the solutions available to us. When we are able to look from the point of view of Mother Earth, with the insight of no increasing and no decreasing, we have a chance to transcend our fear and wake up. By seeing from the cosmic perspective, from the perspective of the Heart Sutra, and by fully accepting that our civilization can be destroyed, we may have the opportunity of living longer. Once we have overcome our fear, we can help others do the same. Practicing mindfulness and helping the whole human race to wake up is vital. If we can truly understand the insight that brings us to the other shore, we will be able to help bring about a collective awakening. We fear the death of our civilization because we think that after it is destroyed, it will be just ashes and dust. It will be less than it was before, and much that was sacred, good, and beautiful will be lost. But this is not true. We are incapable of destroying anything. The people who assassinated Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. hoped to reduce them to nothingness. Yet they continue to be with us, perhaps even stronger than before, because they continue in other forms. We ourselves are a continuation of their being. So let us not be afraid of being destroyed, individually or as a civilization. Let us not be afraid of diminishing. It is like the moon. We see the moon waxing and waning, but it is always the moon. And I added, we see life waxing and waning, but it is always life. So before we go into meditation, I was going to share some words I found in Ken MacLeod's book on Buddhist practice. And these words are from the Indian master Tilopa. Let go of what is past. Let go of what may come. Let go of what is happening now. Don't try to figure anything out. Don't try to make anything happen. Relax right now and rest.